discussing in the next we are discussing the difference between the error and the exception. Okay, error indicates that something severe enough has gone wrong. The application should crash rather than try to handle the error. Okay, if there is error, so simply your application is going to be crashed and you cannot handle it in the run mode. But what if we have exception? Exceptions are the events that occurs in a code. A programmer can handle such conditions and take necessary corrective actions. Okay, yes, in the case as I told you in the previous two examples, that if you want to handle, you can handle one of the example. You see, you are watching the movie and a window pop-up generated with the advertisement message, so you can stop it because your programmer, they have given you this feature. If you want to stop, you don't want to watch that ad, so you can stop and your movie will get resumed. But if you do not after 5 seconds, then you have to wait for the entire ad, watch that ad. Usually the length of the ad is for 10 seconds or 15 seconds, so you have to wait for 10 or 15 seconds, then your movie will resume. Okay, let's see. So some of the few example over here, we have the null pointer exception. When you are trying to use a reference of that point to null. Okay guys, you all are familiar, you have a very good knowledge about the pointers which you have discussed in your previous basic programming, I hope in C or C++ programming. So pointers, if you have already created a pointer and you have already declared is a null, and after that you are trying to access that null point, so you may have exception. Okay, a pointer which you have already make it null, and after making it null you are trying to access it or passing its reference, then you are unable to pass any reference, so an exception may occur. The second example is the arithmetic exception. As I told you that you cannot divide any number by the zero. Okay, you may try, just open your calculator, and if you divide any number by the zero, it will give you the error. Or some advanced calculators where they have done this handling of the exception, so might be possible you see a message that you are not allowed to divide a number by zero. Okay, depends. So over here, when a bad data is provided by the user, for example, when you try to divide a number by 0, this exception occurs because dividing a number by 0 is undefined. And the third is the arrays index out of the bounds exception. For example, let me explain this. You all are familiar with the arrays. What is array? Why do we use? What is the concept? Everything is clear to you people. But for example, if you have the length or the size of your array is, let's say, 6 elements. Okay, they contain only 6 members, and you are trying to access the 8th one. So how can you access? You declare the error of the 6 elements or 6 different members. Okay, and now you are trying to access the 8th one, so it's quite impossible. This is out of the bound of the array. Okay, so now see, next we say types of the exceptions. There are 2 different types of the exception. One we call checked exceptions, over here you can see, and second is the unchecked exception. Now let's see. All exceptions other than the runtime exceptions are known as checked exceptions, as the compiler checks them during the compilation to see whether the programmer has handled them or not. If these exceptions are not handled or declared in the program, you will get the compilation error. For example, SQL exceptions, IO exceptions, class not found exception, etc. Okay, so all those exceptions which are checked during the runtime, Okay, at the time of the compilation, the compiler checks is there any error or any exception occurs. If you do not handle that exception, then obviously you will face that problem. Some of the examples are, let's say, SQL exceptions. Yes, IOs means input output exceptions, or class not found means you are accessing a class which you do not have class in your project. Okay, so these are the examples of the checked exceptions. Now the next is the unchecked exceptions. Runtime exceptions are also known as the unchecked exceptions. Yes, exceptions which may occur at the time of the run, they call the unchecked exceptions. These exceptions are not checked at the compile time, so the compiler doesn't check whether the programmer has handled them or not, but it's the responsibility of the programmer how to handle these exceptions and provide a safe exit. Okay, for example, arithmetic exception, which we have discussed, that a person is trying to divide any number by the zero, or the null pointer exception, or the array index out of the bound exceptions, right? Now the next question, the next part is this, the try catch in Java exception handling. So when we want to handle the exception, so we use two different blocks. One is known as try block, second is known as the check block. Now what is a try block? Let's see. A try block contains set of the informations or the statements where an exception can occur. Okay, now the question is this, being the programmer, how could you know that where an exception may occur and how you can handle it? Okay, at the beginning you are unable because you are the new fresh programmer, so it's quite difficult for you to know or to handle where an exception may occur. But if you have some year experience, you are the experienced programmer, then you have the idea that the user may enter over their error. If user may enter over their error, then how you can handle it. Okay, for example, let me take an example over here. For example, let's see a very simple and the common example at your home. Okay, nowadays we all have breakers in our electricity fitting system. Okay, the fitting of our wiring system, we do have breaker system. Okay, in the earlier time, in the past time before this breaker, so people, they did not have breakers at that time, means company, the electric company, they did not produced or make the breakers, so they had a very simple wiring system. So for example, they have wiring in their homes and the power of electricity suddenly increased, power or the voltage is increased, the flow of the power and the or the voltage is increased, and it's coming to your home. So obviously it may be cause of the blast, means it may burn your different home appliances or even your electricity wire or other fans and so on, electrical equipments. So that will be the cause of the loss. But when this experience or these sort of the complaints and the practices appearing many times, so the company come to know, and you know what happened, the people, they were trying to blame the company, that the company, they do not using the good material in their cable formation, manufacturing of the cable, that's why we are having this problem. Okay, so even company was using the good material, so they come to know that the customer may have this problem. Okay, the customer may have, or sometime may be possible that you are combining the wrong cable with the wrong connection. Sometime it happens that an unknown person or a very simple layman person trying to join different two cables but in a wrong way or in the wrong direction connection, so it can also the cause of the blast or the burst. So company decided to manufacture a unit to resolve this problem of the customer. Okay, because they don't want to lose their customer. So they after that they started the manufacturing of the breaker. Okay, then they come with the idea that they have to manufacture the breaker. In the case of the electricity mismatching joining, mean wrong connection joining, or the increase of the voltage of the power suddenly from the feeder coming towards your home, so they can manage it. Okay, so the breaker is that device which sends the voltage of the power. If it is increased by a fixed threshold, so suddenly it gets turned off, and the electricity of your home is disconnected. Okay, so now the company, they invented it. Now people, they are asking, companies are very good, they are using a very good material, because now very minimum, hardly 2% to 5% people, they are facing this problem that might be possible they get the blast or the burst of their cables. So nowadays every customer is trying, every customer is in the favor to use the breaker, because that is the advantage. So how this solution we get, because with the experience, with the number of the cases when they happened, and the company comes with a proper solution. In the same way, when you people have a lot of the experience, you have done multiple projects. Now with the multiple projects, different clients may do different mistakes. Okay, user may do different mistakes, and with these calls, with the calls of the customer, you come to know that this sort of the problem, even that is not your problem, and this error is not at the end of the developer or the designer but this error caused by the user. But if you do not handle this one, so you will lose your client. So as a software house or software service provider company, this is your responsibility to know the need and the what should we say, the requirement of your client, so you can engage your client with your company. Otherwise you may lose your client or the customer. So now, okay, so if you have the experience, so you must know that where an exception may occur. So before that exception occur, you write some line of code over there which can handle the program. Okay, now, okay ji. So and the part, now listen it, the part where exception may occurs, it is written in the try block. The part where exception may occur, or the group of the lines or the group of the code where we may have chances to occur the exception, we write all those lines, all those codes in the try block. Okay, so the try block contains the set of the statements where an exception can occur. A try block is always followed by a catch block. Okay, please keep this thing in your mind. What we are doing, we are trying to handle the exception in the try block. Now try block, the responsibility of the try block, it will handle, it will capture the exception which is raised in the code. After that it will throw that exception. Now that through that exception which is thrown by the try block, it will be cached by the catch block. So after each try block we must have another associated block, and that block is known as the catch block. So catch block will catch the exception which is sent to it by the try block which handle the exception that occurs in the associated try block. Now the try block must be followed by the catch blocks or finally blocks, or the both. Over here let me explain some more thing. In every program, if you are going to a try block, so you must have the associated catch block. It means first try block will appear in your code, and with that, after that the catch block will appear. Or one try block may have more than one catch blocks. I'm repeating again, one try block may have the association of more than one catch block, means more than 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Why? For example, let me take an example. You are playing the cricket and a batsman hitting the ball and you are trying to catch. If you are unable to catch or you are unable to stop that ball from the boundary, so sometimes you people need a backup fielder. So a person who is giving you the backup, so he is the second catch. Okay, he is the second catch block. And if again he is unable, so if you have another person who is giving the back to that backup, so the third person. So in the same way over here, if a exception is raised and it is thrown by the try block, if the first catch is unable to handle that, then the second catch, if you have associated in that program, so the second catch will catch that exception. Okay, so that's why we are asking over here, one try block may have one or more than one catch block associated with it. Okay, and the next it says finally block. Okay, now the next point. Okay, a try block may have one catch block or more than one catch blocks. Is it okay? Perfect, no issue. Okay, or a try block may have a catch block and then after that a try block. Yes, it is again okay. Means first you are writing a try block, then after that you are writing the catch block, then after catch block you are writing the finally block. It's okay. But once you are writing the finally block, then nothing will come again. Now after writing the finally block, you may not write another final block or you may not write another catch block. Final means final match. Once final match done, after that match no final match will held again. Is it okay? Yes, same way is over here. So I repeat again, one try block may have one catch block or one try block may have multiple catch blocks associated with it, or a one try block having a catch block, then after the catch block it may have the finally block. If it has a final block, then after that no other block. Okay, another point, a one try block may have directly finally block. Means we have only a try block, after try block we are having the finally block. Okay, again it is okay, it will work, but in that case again after finally block no other block. Is it okay? So please keep this thing in your mind. So what we do actually, here you can see the syntax. We write a try and then its body starts, and over here we write the different statements where we may have the experience or the idea that an exception may occur. Okay ji, now what is the catch block, which we have already discussed in detail. A catch block is where you handle the exceptions. This block must follow the try block. Yes, a single try block can have several catch blocks associated with it, as I already told you people. Okay, so you can catch different exceptions in the different catch blocks. Yes, different type of the exceptions may handle the different type of the catch blocks. Okay, when an exception occurs in a try block, the corresponding catch block that handles that particular exception executes. For example, if an arithmetic exception occurs in try block, then the statements enclosed in the catch block for the mathematical exception executes. Let's see, we have an example over here. Okay, see an example. We have a class with the name example1, then its body starts over here, you can see. Then the main method we have. Now in the body of the main method we are declaring two different integers, integer number 1, integer number 2. Okay, then we are writing the try block because we have an experience that in these line of the code exception may occur. So we write over here what? Try, and then its body starts with the curly brackets, and now we are assigning a value to the number 1, in number 1 assigned by 0, then number 2 assigned by 62, and at the same point we are dividing by number 1. So this piece of code means number 2 having the value of 60, and then we are dividing by number 0, which is having the value 0. So again we are technically dividing 62 by the 0, which is not possible. Then we are trying to print system. Over here we are writing another statement, and the statement is system.out.println, and number 2 means we want here the number 2 result. And after that we are writing another statement and that statement is system.out.println, hi, I am at the end of the try block, because after that we are ending the try block, which you can see with this curly bracket. Now we have a catch block, I told you, which is associated with this try block. You can see the link of both one. Then over here writing a arithmetic exception. Why it's arithmetic exception? Because we know this type of the code is from the arithmetics. Okay, that's why we are writing here the exception arithmetic type, and E is the object. So here you may write any object name. Now then we start its body with the help of the curly bracket, and here we are writing a system.println, you should not divide a number by the 0. So what does this mean? That when exception will raise in this try block over here, and then it will be catched by this catch block, and then a message to the user or your client will show on the screen, and that is you should not divide a number by the 0. After getting this message, she will understand that they have done a mistake, so they are not supposed to divide any number by the 0. Okay, and after then we have the next one over here, another catch. If this catch it fails to catch the that raise exception, then this is a generic exception. Over here we are having another catch exception type is accepted, that's the generic exception, and again object. So we say in that we are asking here a system.out.println exception occurred, and the system I am out of the try catch block in Java, and then we are ending the program. Try to run this program and then you will see its output. Okay class, so now